Let's get it crackin' on this Sunday, October 14th. Welcome, everybody. All right, let's wait till we can load up here. Talking about Season 9, Episode 2. Some spoilers, news, information like that always, guys. Just going to get it readjusted up in here. But, all right. Thank you guys for joining me this Sunday, October 14th. Season 9, Episode 2 is airing this Sunday. I'm excited for it. If you know this channel, you know a bunch of things for the episode. Highly likely to occur. Spoiler warning, obviously, if you're going to watch this on the replay, because I just don't want to ruin anything for you. But what's up, M. King, Silver, Tudor, Eris, Remy, Boyd, everybody joining. A bunch of people are just joining now. So I'll wait for some people to join before we get going. And so I'm glad you guys can join me today, every Sunday. We do live streams every Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So if you're new to the channel and you want to come, be in the live stream and be a part of that, you can. We always recommend chat to get the conversation going. Any questions you are, concerned about, interested about. And of course, if you want to donate to the channel and the cause, here at the PT channel, we always welcome super chats. Always welcome to do that. And we have a Patreon page as well. So if not, you can just enjoy the channel and the conversation and being a part of my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family for sure. And I'm excited for tonight's episode, guys. I don't have AMC Premiere, but last week's episode came out early on there and it was flying everywhere. And I said last Sunday on the live stream that the Season 9 Premiere ratings viewership would be down. And lo and behold, what happened? A record low 6.1 million viewers were tallied for the Season 9 premiere, which is the lowest of the series, I believe. But the AMC premiere numbers do not go to account for that. The people who watch it illegally, the people who watch it somewhere online, and the people that didn't watch it on Sunday but watched it somewhere else, DVR and there too. They don't account for those numbers. They just account for who watched it on AMC the day of airing. So it's kind of crazy to think that those numbers are some people are worried about the numbers, but 6 million viewers is a lot. And probably 2, maybe close to 3 million watched it in other ways. So it's just pretty interesting that people are thinking about that as a problem for the answer. It's just one of those things that the viewership is definitely declined since Season 4, Season 5. I mean, I'm not sure if we're going to get 11, 12 million viewers for an episode. Maybe the last episode for Rick Grimes. It'll come around, but again, it doesn't matter. So we're going to talk about The Walking Dead, a bunch of stuff. My book stuff, just some political news on there too. We talked about it last Sunday about Scott Wilson. And, some of you guys should know, a lot of people know, that I do a weekly segment, Walker Wednesday, every Thursday. And it's called that. I could just do Walker Wednesday and I could post it on Wednesday and it'd be Walker Wednesday. I post it on Thursday because it's kind of an homage to Hershel's line, Spaghetti Tuesday every Wednesday. And it's not the same, but I just thought it'd be a kind of a nice little connection for that. And it's a nice video on Thursdays that people look forward to it really throughout the year. I try to do it every Thursday, and I have done it every Thursday since I started it, and I will try to continue that for sure once The Walking Dead is back, stays back, goes on break. I'll still try and do it when there's news, a lot of news. And there's always some news about the comic, the show, casting, stuff, because The Walking Dead is year-round for me. Fear the Walking Dead, and also filming. Filming season is the best on there too. So what that remains to be seen for the continuation of Walker Wednesday every Thursday, but we'll keep it rolling as much as we can, guys. So thank you guys for joining me this Sunday. As always, appreciate it. Kim, Darlene, Rick Grimes. We got Rick Grimes, 2 Walking Dead, Tudor, Gamma, pretty cool. So Gamma, I see you post stuff and comments on the channel and different things. Are you a whisper? Are you trying to, come about this season? Or when are we going to see you, Gamma, on the show? Are you going to come around, episode 906 or so after the potential time jump? And before I talk about season 9, episode 2 this Sunday, I want to know what you guys think about the potential time jump. How's it going to work for if we have a 5 to 6 year time jump in episode 906. How is that going to work? Because we had a time jump of 18 months from season 8 to season 9. And then we're going to have a 35-day time jump from episode 1 to episode 2. Then supposedly we're going to get another time jump, not confirmed by AMC, but supposedly by the Spoiling Dead fans and a couple other spoiler groups. So we're going to have a 5 to 6 year time jump from episode 905 to 906. And that's crazy to think about it too. Like, the biggest thing I think about it is if Negan stays in jail, if Negan gets out, when does Negan get out? And what's he been doing for 5 to 6 years if he's in jail or not in jail? Because you know Negan's getting out, but when is that going to happen? That just is a crazy timeline. And also, if Rick dies or goes away or whatever happens to actual Rick in episode 905, what's going to be the we'll just call it 6 years, 6 year time jump in episode 906? What have they been doing for 6 years? The bridge has been built. The bridge is completed unless it gets destroyed. Where's Negan? What's Negan? Are we going to see kind of what happened previously over that 5 to 6 year time jump? And then at the end of season 9, we're going to have the current storyline of the Whisperer War. So it's kind of reverse storytelling where we have episode 905 to 906, a big time jump, but we're going to see how it all played out from episode 906 to 916. It's just things that I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I'm just curious on your thoughts on there too. So, Travis, Q&A, I'm wondering if they're doing time jumps so they can separate from Fear the Walking Dead. What do you think? I'm not sure if Walking Dead is concerned about Fear the Walking Dead, staying away from them, separating them, because The Walking Dead is fine. Fear the Walking Dead needs the connection to The Walking Dead more than anything. I mean, Fear the Walking Dead gets, 3 million viewers. If they're lucky, they get half of a week viewership of The Walking Dead. And I think Fear the Walking Dead needs the connection to The Walking Dead more so than the other way around. But it's just, we'll see what happens with that possibly connecting at the end of season 5 for Fear or not. So, Tutor Brian Q&A, you heard about some TV original Whisperer characters and Daryl doing a little cosplay in 9B. Yeah, I've heard a lot of things. I haven't made videos about episode 912 or /913 because I didn't think it's relevant for that time right now. I'll talk about it probably in a couple weeks, maybe over the break for the second half of season 9. But we're going to see Alpha and Beta and Lydia and that connection, the Carl connection storyline. Carl's gone, but we're going to get the Carl-Lydia storyline in the back half of season 9. So, and yeah, exactly, Brett. Maggie leaving, that's a whole other thing too. Time jump, what's happened with Maggie? And I guess that's a good point because we always think Rick Grimes' final episodes, Rick. What's going to happen with Maggie if Maggie's leaving? How's that a big difference of 5-year time jump? What is she doing? Where did she go? How did she leave? Did she leave? What happened? I mean, is she in a coma? Like, I don't know. Is she going to wake up and be somewhere? Is she in a DC hospital? I don't know. Is that where the helicopter takes her? I don't know what's going to happen. So it's just kind of interesting to see what's the potential for the show. And I'm excited either way, though. Big sexy Q&A. Do you think Negan and Maggie will have a face-to-face meeting? There's been some stories coming out about a Negan-Maggie face-to-face connection eventually happening. And I'm not sure if it's going to happen this season or not. But for those who read the comic, they know that happens. And it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good moment in the comic storyline. I want to know, I would personally like to see a remix of that, especially with Maggie Rhee not messing around. But I think what they're doing with Maggie Rhee is that in the premiere, you see Maggie basically lead and get stuff done and take out any threats and problems to her. Like Gregory was a threat, needed to go. And there's no debate about that. Same thing can be said about Negan. Negan is tough. Negan is a threat to Rick and the group. Turns out keeping him around could be okay for them if they do, a lot of stuff there, like the comics. But Maggie is definitely not messing around, and I think it's going to take her toll on her. I think killing Gregory, having a problem with Earl, losing Ken, probably getting another loss at some point, having a problem with Hilltop, Saviors, Negan, it's going to weigh on her, some of her decisions. She could lose another character. And what we're going to see this episode, we're going to see Maggie, Michonne, Jesus, their interaction, Earl, Tammy involved again. And the big stuff is, Polsky, I was just going to say that. Aaron, I'm not sure who feels the blame for Aaron's misfortune this episode. Is it Rick? Is it Maggie? Is it nobody? Does that not come around? Because Rick wants everybody to work together to build this bridge. To me, the bridge is a symbol. Obviously, is connecting 2 points, connecting groups, and everybody coming together for a common goal and connecting both sides of the road, over the water, to the other side, and also the communities coming together, a connecting point. And the bridge is going to be a dividing point for some people. Justin, the Saviors, Daryl, Rick. And it's kind of a nice way of storytelling it. And the bridge isn't a necessary thing by any means, but I think it's their way of showing the conflict that is going to be resolved at some point. Everyone's going to have to come together at some point. So the episode tonight, 9:02, hopefully you've known this channel and you know sorry, someone got blocked there. Okay. Jed. We'll talk about Jed, Justin, and my J theory, which was just a fun kind of theory that I talked about on there too. But if you're a Savior with a J name, you're probably not the best character. Jared, Jed, Justin. Fat Joey, he was okay. But again, I was jokingly saying that his first name was Fat and his second name was Joey. So, no. But The Walking Dead, I think, is back to a good steady point. Is it going to get back to the way it was? Probably not. But if you know the spoilers, the potential spoilers for the episode tonight, and then the updated ones, I initially thought Justin, the long-haired Savior that basically looks like a cosplay Daryl, he could be the one to free Negan. But Justin, turns out, the word is that he's probably going to die at the end of the episode by 2 people that we don't know and we don't see. Who are those 2 people? Are they Whisperers? I doubt Alpha and Beta would be together, but they could be just Whisperers. It could be Alpha and Beta. It could be that. It could be Henry. It could be Daryl. It could be Daryl and Carol. If it's 2 people, who are the 2 people to get rid of this character? Justin is clearly a problem. He's probably Team Negan. He's probably a Negan supporter. So I thought he would be the one to possibly let him out. He's kind of a bigger star from Shameless and a couple other shows, so you kind of keep him around a little bit. But he came in episode 901, and he's going to be going out in episode 902, which is like, okay, Angela Kang's not messing around. Back in the day, season 7, season 8, we had Jared come around in the second episode, 702, and he made it all the way to episode 814, I believe. That's a long time for that annoying character. But Justin's not nearly as bad as Jared. I guess he didn't have enough time to develop. Maybe he would. Maybe he was. Maybe he would be. But Justin is just kind of like that annoying person who does what he wants, when he wants, how he wants to do it. Kind of like maybe above the law kind of situation. And we'll see him. There's a video going around. You can see the sneak peek clip of Daryl and Justin fighting. I'm not sure it's the first altercation or the second, because they will fight twice in the episode. But the bridge is going to be a big factor. We're going to see more walkers this episode. And that begs to my question is, what do you think of the clip that I showed in the video that we posted yesterday or 2 days ago? I'm not sure when I actually posted it. Maybe it might have been yesterday, about the potential editing problem, the wording of, I heard time. Some people heard turn. Some people think it's Michonne. Some people think it's a Whisper. Some people think it's Ezekiel. Some people think it's Rick. Some people think it's an editing mistake. There's no way to tell exactly. They didn't really draw attention to it in the show. And my kind of theory would be that it's a Whisperer. And I kind of wish they did a little more with that. They didn't, so it means to me that it's probably an editing problem, because they kill all the walkers that are there, but maybe one walker gets away. And they could have showed something if it was to draw our attention to it. So say it's a whisper, right? And there's a whisper on the side. There's a group of them, and they're walking towards the group, and maybe they're trying to get the wagon. Maybe the whisperers want the wagon. And maybe they've been watching the group for a little bit while now, because it's been 18 months, so it's been some time. So the whispers, potentially they're watching it. And again, if it's an editing mistake, then it's done. It's over, But say it's a whisper, say it's a fun theory, and that's all it is. It's supposed to be a fun thing, and I've been getting some backlash and saying this and that or two, and I guess I'm doing something right when people got to hate and post comments, not in the chat here, but on that video. You guys are great. Usually the people that are here for the live stream love and support the channel and our community and everything like that too, and I love you guys for it, and it truly means the world to me too. So I think that, I hope that it's a whisper. It would be pretty cool. I would like it to be something, because I like little connections, and I like them building something. I don't want it to be an editing mistake. It's like they should have just caught that and got rid of it or whatever. But either way, say it's a whisper, and the whispers are walking it's like two whispers or one whisper. And you would kind of see, they would have highlighted a little bit better maybe. But clearly what it says, turn or time. I'm going with time. I hear time. And so say the word is time that is said. Why would it be just one word? Why would it not be relevant? Why would we not see the walker? Why would it not be a close-up of the walker / whisperer, whatever you want to call them? And why would the whisperer try and just kill themselves? Because they killed all the walkers, right? But say they had it where the walkers were coming at them, and then they're getting attacked. So then the whisperer just runs into the woods and goes away. That would have been pretty cool if that would have been there too. So yeah, time to leave, time to start attacking. It would have been like the code word to be like, all right, take your weapons out or get ready. But I don't know. It's just something to be cool. It's just a cool theory. Just like The Walking Dead, the whispers back in season 8, when I made that thing about the potential whisperer hiding in the woods, that you saw kind of eyes and a face and a mask, and it kind of looked like Iron Man in the woods where there's, but it was probably just leaves or whatever, and it was just a fun thing. And it kind of went all these places. Comicbook.com talked about it, and this talked about it, and this group talked about it, and it was just a fun little discussion theory on there too. And some people get so bent out of shape. It's just a fun discussion theory of a show that I love to talk about. And like people are like, oh, get a life, get this on there too. Well, sorry to say, I love The Walking Dead. I guess it is a big part of my life. And if people don't have anything like that too, why are you watching videos about The Walking Dead if you don't like it there too, So, but I just like the idea of just talking about it. And it's a fun thing. It's a fun thing, an escape from reality. I got enough problems and things to worry about. Just try to have fun on here with you guys and everybody connected with it. So the episode 902 tonight should be pretty cool. We'll see the signs. We'll see a lot of that teaser when Rick was walking around. You see Rosita, I think, giving a gun out to Oceanside girls. It looks like a weapon or a gun because they sign out for something, and I'm sure Rosita's in charge of the weapons locker or something there. And then Rick's walking around. You see Arat and Laura, and you see the signs with all the different spots like HQ, Sanctuary. There's no Kingdom, and there's no Hilltop, but there's an HQ. What's headquarters? Is that Hilltop? Which could be. It's just kind of interesting to see what it is. And what's the Toledo all about? Is it a MASH reference? Is it a connection? Is it a fun thing with that? Is it an Easter egg for MASH? Because I didn't watch that show. It was a different time in my life, but so it's funny. So Brian brought it up. Brian Angela and probably Angela Kang said that the Kingdom called themselves Toledo. So I just never where was that? I never saw a Toledo connection with Kingdom, but I just think it's cool. I just don't know that reference on there too of that there. But the Kingdom, I don't think we're going to see the Kingdom until the second half of season 9. I think a couple people told me that they filmed there recently. I think episode 12, 9/12. So we'll see the Kingdom this back half this season, which we kind of need to. We were introduced to that in season 7, no Shiva, but they were filming there at Tyler Perry Studios, which is different than Raleigh Studios, two different things. So too on there. To the Brian, Lauren posted a picture with Scott Wilson on set in season 9 from her shirt. She said in the interview, it looks like a pre-apocalypse farm apocalypse while she was a student. So, yeah, I saw that picture. She's got a white shirt on with stars on it. She had longer hair. Hershel looked different. He had kind of the suspenders in the shirt. So I think it's going to be a callback, flashback reference because obviously he's dead. Well, in real life, Scott Wilson had just passed away, but Hershel's dead on the show. So Scott Wilson filmed his stuff, so he'll be seen probably in episode 905 or 906, because the word is that we'll see Hershel, Sasha, and Shane, which is cool. I would love to see Carl and, Abraham and Glenn and everybody coming back, but the only ones that were said to be there were Sasha, Shane, and Hershel. So we'll see how it plays out and what it's actually all about. But it's just pretty cool. It's exciting to see what it's going to be and how it's going to be set up. And hopefully it's just pretty cool. I would love to see Glenn. I just sucks that Steven Yeun doesn't want to do it. I'm not sure if he was offered or not, but he said he'll never come back to the show. And I don't know. A lot of people love Glenn, and that would bring some people back to watching it. That would be pretty awesome. Janet, I saw the question. Sorry, people just did that. Q&A, Brian, has it been determined that the bridge was destroyed by walkers, or is it still a possibility that the Whisperers are responsible? I don't know. I don't know what the actual outcome is of how the bridge got destroyed and what it was. I still think the idea is connected with the Whispers. The Whispers were using walkers, so the Whispers and walkers probably destroyed the bridge, maybe some of the storm as well. But some people think it was the Fear the Walking Dead storm. But it doesn't fit to me because Fear the Walking Dead, that storm was before the time jump of 18 months, or we don't know the exact time frame when Morgan got there and how long it took him to get there. I doubt it took him, 18 months to get there, but you never know. And the storm came and when it was. But the storm was in Texas and they're in Virginia. So it could be a lot. It could be. It could happen on there too. That would be kind of cool that if it was a storm connection, if it was. But I just don't know how they would actually say it was. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. And Kirkman's the king of yeah, I can agree with that. For the longest time, he wouldn't say what started the zombie apocalypse. And then someone asked him on the cruise I was on last year, and they were like, do you buy into the theory that the blue meth from Breaking Bad caused the apocalypse on The Walking Dead? He was like, sure, I'll buy into that. Sounds good. Probably because it's an AMC show, and it's a good plausible connection that he doesn't have to answer for anymore. So that's what Kirkman loves to do. But I don't think it's the same storm. I still think that the Whisperers, that's their border, and they did that for them to be kept alone and kept away and to just not have any problems with that. So Gamma, what do you say, man? Is that the deal? Let me know. Whisperer Gamma. You gotta post if we're close, if that's the bridge on there too. No, just having a little fun on there. But we just don't know yet. Hopefully we'll get that answer as well. M King, yeah, Q&A. Talking Dead is live tonight. That's what the word is. That they're gonna have Chris Hardwick back, obviously. We're gonna have Tom Payne, who plays Jesus, and Caitlin Nacon or Caitlin Nacone, or however you want to say her name. She plays Enid on the show. So we have Enid and Jesus on the episode for Talking Dead tonight. That should be live. So I think it's at 7:30 or something. We'll have the Walking Dead, the premiere episode, and then you'll have the new episode 902, and then you have a live Talking Dead, and then you have a replay of tonight's episode there too. So I think that we'll have the Talking Dead was always live before Chris Hardwick got that problem with his ex-girlfriend and stuff, and I'm just glad he came back, because allegations and problems, they can ruin people's lives and careers and life. And I don't know what was done and said between the two and what actually happened, but either way, he has his job back. He was the moderator for the panel at New York Comic Con, last week. And he's back doing Talking Dead. Before it was taped, before he came back, but they said that he was going to come back. They thought about the premiere episode where he would be live, and his show Talking with Chris Hardwick was taped, but Talking Dead was live. So it's pretty interesting on there too. So, Allie, what are you talking about? Why would you say that? Why would I say what? Don't know what you're talking about, Allie. So you're asking a question with on there too. So exactly. But Chris Hardwick is back. I'm glad that he's a good. He does a lot for Talking Dead. He's funny. I love the idea that he's a good moderator. He's a good host on there too. So, hey Anna, how we doing? So next Sunday I will be doing a live stream from 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's the following Sunday. So in 2 weeks, I will be at Walker Stalker Atlanta, and I will not be able to do a live stream because I will be at the convention, hopefully getting some good video and good stuff of panels and stuff for you guys. I try to get as much video and panel stuff as I can, but it sucks is that Rick Grimes is not going to be there. Andrew Lincoln will not be there at the convention this year. And I would hope that he would be because he's still on the show, and I would love to see his final panel, but it's just not going to be happening this year, which sucks because it was cool. I saw him with Norman Reedus on stage, and I saw him with Denai Guerrero last year, and I would just love for that. I'm not sure what they're going to do. They have panels last year. They had the Kingdom panel, and they had Abraham's Army panel. They had the Jesus panel. They had Negan panel. They had a bunch of things. So we'll see what the panels are this year. And by that time, so we'll get episode 902 this week, 903 next week, and then that Sunday will be episode 904. So we'll have 3 episodes in. We'll see what's actually happened before that. Hopefully people can ask some good questions and get some good information for sure. So, yeah, Anna, I don't know. Andrew Lincoln used to do Walker Stalker Atlanta and Walker Stalker London. He didn't do London last year, and he's not doing Atlanta this year. So I'm not sure if he's going to be doing any more conventions. Not sure. I mean, because a convention is Saturday or Sunday. They're usually Friday, Saturday, Sunday. One of the 3 days or all of the 3 days, usually Saturday and Sunday. But I know Denai Guerrero usually does one day. She'll usually like a Saturday or a Sunday. Andrew Lincoln would just do Sunday of the conventions. Norman Reedus does Saturday and Sunday, and they do Saturday and Sunday. So a lot of people do Saturday and Sunday. If you can be there, there's a lot of people going to be there this year at Walker Stalker Atlanta. I know like even Yvette Nicole Brown's going to be there, and Alicia Dednam Carey's going to be there, and Madison, a bunch of people are going to be there this year. And we saw last year at Walker Stalker Nashville, we got to see the Fear the Walking Dead panel, and it was pretty cool. Like Strand, Coleman Domingo, he is actually more of a charismatic, awesome, talkative person in real life. Strand's okay on the show. Like, I don't think he's the best character or worst character by any means. But Coleman Domingo was just a likable guy during the panel and everything, and it was pretty cool. And he actually gave some good information that we found out that he was going to be directing an episode, and it was pretty cool. So, Allie, we're not sure if Rick's going to die altogether, but the word is that Rick may die or be gone after episode 905, and it's looking that episode 905 will be there too. So, it's just kind of funny. I'm just going to give an update on the channel stuff on there too for, a couple minutes before I get back to your Q&A and stuff on there, guys. But I just thinking that a lot of good video, a lot of good audio and information's been coming out more and more and more and more since you're there. I just think that just me or you somewhat hurt over Andrew Lincoln leaving the show, Eric, and how that will affect the show's future. Yeah, I'm not worried about the show's future. I just think Andrew Lincoln does a great job, and it just sucks on there too. I think Andrew Lincoln does a great role, great part, great everything on there too. So hopefully you've seen a bunch of videos going on here. There's other channels and other things on Instagram that kind of, I don't know if they stole the information that I got from that Did You Catch This video with the possible whisperer talking, but I just didn't get a shout out or anything by the person, and that's kind of messed up. And there's kind of people that the same kind of person on Instagram notoriously gets a lot of information from a lot of different places and doesn't really quote the sources, and it's kind of funny when he puts the wrong stuff up and he's got to change it and edit it, but that's how things are right now. So I always try to give, props to people, AMC, Walking Dead, comicbook.com, FanFest, whoever brings up the question. If someone brings Janet, Ed and a bunch of people that I say try to do that before, it's pretty funny that just try to, be open and talkative about things, because it's kind of interesting that there's a lot of sources and a lot of spoilers out there too, and it's just a good way to be a part of everything and just be connected with the community. But, you have to represent and give credit where credit's due, because it becomes a wild west out there too. And there's been a lot of times where people just take information like it's theirs and steal it, and that's not fair. If you get stuff from the Spoiling Dead fans, you should just give them a shout out, because they do a great service. If you want to say it's a service, I think it's great, but I think they do a great thing on there as well. So, Ola Bray, did you apologize for the crappy Gregory video last week? So let's talk about that, Ola Bray. Your great question. A lot of people, first of all, it's not a crappy video about the Gregory thing, and you're just going to be going for that. But what was the Gregory video that was made is because I was getting a lot of questions on Instagram and Facebook and a lot of messages about, is Gregory still alive? Does Gregory, let me just get rid of this thing, sorry. Is Gregory still alive? Because the hanging wasn't very long. That doesn't make sense to me, but some people were giving me that question. So I wasn't trying to mislead anything and trying to do that. It was just one of those things that I was just trying to comment on that because I was getting a lot of questions on there too. So I was just thinking like, oh, okay, let's just talk about that as a fun thing. And people were like, oh yeah, you got to be kidding me. And I didn't. And the first thing I said in the first minute of it was that I said that he wasn't alive. He was dead. It doesn't make sense for him to die. And because the hanging would be this, and you break his neck or you do that, and how the hanging actually there too. So it's just funny where it is. So, yeah, Tudor, they should have credit, but it was just kind of funny. That person will never admit where they got the information from, and they'll just post it like it's theirs. And clearly, I posted something like a day before, or I don't know, something just under a day before, so like 18 hours or something like that too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I bet you did, Ola Bray. You reported what? You reported my video for what reason? I reported your video to YouTube's for what? For talking about it and having a discussion about it on there too? That's what people do. This is what I deal with on this stuff. It's just pretty funny. I bet Ola Bray would do something like that. But that's the stuff you got to worry about. People just hating on everything on there too. So, but sorry, people like that just throw me off on here too. So it's just pretty funny for it too. I just thought that it would be pretty funny that you would have, if you take something for somewhere, you just give credit where credit's due. Sorry, people like that throw me off on that as well for that too. Manimals, Brian, what do you think will happen in episode 3? I don't know. It's going to be kind of some crazy things. I think the saviors are going to rise up more of a problem. I think we'll see the thing with Jed and the Carol gun situation. I think that's kind of the situation that we're going to see for to come, with the saviors still not liking what Rick is doing with the guns, and just because the saviors can't protect themselves on there too. But I don't know why the saviors have to be connected with Rick's group on there too. It's just it's just kind of funny that it would be just, why work together? You don't have to. Yeah. Thank you, Vanessa. See, Ola Bray is going to be a problem. People like that, it's just crazy that people need to come in here and just complain about everything on there too. And I'm not trying to mislead anything, and not trying to cause any problems or trick people to doing anything. So it's just ridiculous. And that's pretty funny. Like a video like that, it was just an answer video and doing that. And it was just like, is he alive? No, he's not alive on there too. That's what the topic was in the thing with the Gregory thing. But it's just funny on there too. So, Tudor, how long is the episode tonight? I think it's an hour and 6 minutes or something total runtime, because I think it was done at 10:06 is what it says on the thing. I have a picture of it that because of the time, because it's an hour and 26 minutes for the premiere episode that's going to play before the episode, and then so it's probably 66 minutes, an hour and 6 minutes for it for sure. Mike Reiser, Bry, why do you think they stole the wagon? Oh, they just want to be able to get around better, because they probably can't find gasoline much better, and the ethanol is kind of being tough to run the one bike that Daryl, you don't see other people doing it. So I know that the transportation is going to be like they're making it such a big jump from, they used to have cars and an electric car. Like, what happened to the electric car? What happened to that? But they're trying to make it like feel like the old channels, the old west of things. Thank you, Rick Grimes, to The Walking Dead. Love your channel. Thank you for the support as always. But they're trying to make the old Western feel. It's like a Western with zombies, a Western, Walker Western. No, the Tudor, I don't know how long it is without commercials. I just know it's 66 minutes total runtime. You'll probably usually get at least 20 some minutes of commercials. So say it's 26 minutes, 66 minutes, you're going to get 40 minutes of an episode. So you'll probably get a little 42 minutes. You'll probably get a little over 40 some minutes of the episode of the little over the hour for it, because AMC be killing it with those commercials. I know they'll see a little bit and then commercial and that and commercial and you get a lot of commercials with it. So I guess that's why they're trying to do the AMC Premiere service. I wonder if it's ever going to come out with the AMC Premiere numbers, like how many people. And it's really not bad for $5, $4.99 a month, and it would be pretty interesting on there too. So. Sorry, Big Sexy, I didn't see your question. Sorry that Ola person or whatever just really pissed me off, and I probably missed a bunch of questions for that too, because I was just trying to block and whatever the person on there, and trying to threaten me with, oh, I'm going to report you, or I reported you to YouTube for what? Okay, so Big Sexy Q&A, Brian, do you think that people that say they will not watch anymore when Rick dies will, or will they do the same thing as all the celebrities did when they moved the Trump line? I think people are going to be butthurt that Rick is leaving, that Rick's going to die or get killed off or leave or whatever happens. I think that people are still going to watch the big episode, not even the Rick death episode. So say if he dies. Again, I don't know if it is 100%, but I'm going to go with he is. So say Rick dies in episode 905. That to me isn't even the big episode. The next episode is the big episode, because if he dies in episode 905, are people just going to be like, oh, I'm done with the show. Rick just died. I'm never going to watch. You wouldn't want to see the next week's episode to draw you in. So I think the bigger episode is episode 906 to draw people in. What are they going to do? The teaser, the trailer, the sneak peeks, all the connections. The next following week's episode is pretty interesting on there too. Pretty great for it, because if that brings people in, I think people are still going to watch. I think people are still going to watch no matter what they say, no matter what they do. People are just upset about it, and they talk a whole thing. I'm done watching. I'm done this, and people don't like a video I make, and they unsubscribe. I'm not going to check if they're still subscribers or not. I don't really care that much. If someone's going to leave, then just leave. Don't tell me about it. Just do it. Like, you don't have to do all those things where they're too. Bro, answered my question for me. Sorry, you're still getting this. Yeah, exactly. Protect the line. So it probably means I'm getting more harassment and stuff on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, because I'm getting more popular with it. The Walking Dead's back in there, so people want to watch. So I'm getting more harassment and more problems, because people just do that, and they're new people. And because if you're cursing at me, or if you're rude, or if you're this or you're that, you're going to be blocked. So then that person can't comment anymore, or I don't see their comments, and they won't be posted. So then people will come up and they'll have another thing or like that. So it's just funny. But yeah, we're getting harassment. That just means we're doing something on there too. So thank you, Big Sexy. Reported me as the best Walking Dead information channel on YouTube. I mean, like I said last week, I'm not the best, but I care about it. I care about people. I care about the show. I care about the community. I care about my PT peeps and Walking Dead family. And I just don't like it that people are just negative all the time too. Like, I would never write a negative comment if I didn't like a video. And there's a lot of videos that I watched on YouTube that were terrible. They were misleading. They were clearly clickbait, where you clicked on the thing and it didn't come up. Am I going to write something to that person? Probably not. I'm not going to do that. I might give a dislike or a like or whatever from time to time, but I'm not going to take my time to write anything there too. And then it's funny when someone says something negative and then I answer them, and they don't respond, or they do respond and they're even more negative. And then like, oh, you had your chance, boop, blocked, double blocked. I wish I could block them twice, but it's just pretty funny. Haters are definitely going to hate on there too. No, Ben, the AMC premiere, you're not going to see every episode early. It was just for the premiere. You'll see the opening minutes of next week's episode and maybe a little extra content, but you're not going to see the whole episode again. That was just the premiere episode. Tutor Brian Q&A, you think Chris Jericho is still a fan? He was on Talking Dead for both Walking Dead and Fear, and he's a friend with Reedus, but he was upset on a pod. His friend with Reedus, but he was upset on a podcast after 808. Yeah, I would assume Chris Jericho is still going to watch, but I guess it's the Carl situation he was upset about if you're quoting 808. But I don't know. I don't know if people are going to watch anymore, if they're going to do this, but people can be upset. But I mean, I don't watch the show for one character. Some people do. Michonne is my favorite character, and I don't see Michonne ever dying. And if she died, the show would hurt me, but I would still watch. Like, I like Rick. I love Michonne. I like Daryl. I like Carol. I like Jesus. Well, the comic version, the show is pretty weak. I like Aaron. I like Maggie. I liked Glenn. I loved Abraham. Eugene's okay. But it's just like, what if people liked Carl and Carl got killed off, they're not going to watch anymore because Carl's gone? And I guess not. People have an affection and affinity for characters. They love them and they hate them. But the idea is that not every character is going to survive the show, and Rick Grimes is not going to survive the show because Andrew Lincoln doesn't want to do anymore. If Andrew Lincoln was going to stay on, there's no way they would kill Rick Grimes off. It doesn't make sense. But I'm going to watch to the very, very end. But I know some people that love a certain character, like people were Abraham fans or Glenn fans. And, after season 7, season 7 was terrible. The premiere episode was pretty good, despite the deaths. Andrew Lincoln did a really good job. But other than that, there was probably a couple good moments. The Shiva moment was pretty cool, and Jerry was pretty awesome. And the season 8 finale was pretty good. We still never found out what the deal was for the 10. People are a resource. So was she trying to get people from the sanctuary to turn them into walkers to give to the helicopter people to turn them into Winslow's? I don't know. I think hopefully we get that answered. That's kind of a loose end. What was she talking about on there too? So yeah, exactly. See, Marcia knows Abraham was her favorite and devastated at his death, but he still watched it 2 seasons later. Exactly. But some people might not watch for certain characters, but yeah, no, exactly. Velcoro 77. But Rick is the main character, and that's crazy to think that a show was going to go on after the main character dies. Usually when the main character dies, the show's over. The ending's over. The movie's over. It's just like, I don't know. I've never seen that. It's kind of like uncharted territory that we're going to lose the lead character of the show, and the show's going to go on. The show must go on. And that's kind of a big deal. But I don't know, like we were talking about this a couple months ago, what really shows have really carried on after the lead character has been killed, taken off, whatever. So say you watched House back in the day and House left and you followed the other doctors, but it was still called House. Would you still watch? No, you're kind of watching it for that. It's just kind of funny. Or, I guess you could do a medical show, a new doctor comes in and takes over, but it would be some transition of it. But I don't know. It'd be interesting. I'm interested to see how it is going to be. I think that it's interesting to see what's going to happen with the show. And I love the idea of having a survival show. I think Angela Kang does a great job, and I think it can carry on. Norman Reedus can do a lot for the show. Can he carry the show on his own? No, but he has Carol, and he'll have Maggie if she comes back around, and Aaron and Enid and Sadiq and Jerry and Ezekiel and Michonne. and I guess Judith, and some of the new characters, and Cindy and Tara, and there's a lot of people. We have a huge cast on there too. So, yeah, Darlene, I'm really involved with the show, and I just have a memory in it because I'm so invested in there too, and I love the idea of just making connections with the show, and it just resonates with me because it sticks with me, and I just love the idea of being involved with it, and I guess I'm all in. I'm all in on The Walking Dead and The Walking Dead family on there too. And I've never been part of a community like this in my life. And I like Star Wars, and I like Marvel, and I like X-Men, and I like this, and I like that. And I like Star Wars, but to me, the Walking Dead community is a bigger factor in my life than Star Wars ever would be. Because also being involved with meeting the cast and seeing where they filmed, it makes you more connected with it too. And talking to awesome people like yourself, it's just a cool thing to be involved with, and it just keeps you going on there too. And sometimes it's just pretty crazy what you deal with from time to time, but awesome people, friends, family, and people that are nice and polite and caring keep you going. I'm a human being too, and so we're all there as well too. So Darlene's got the knowledge about base camp. It looks like they are prepping today. Base camp is open, and many security guards, even transport so possible, filming tonight. So are we talking about Alexandria, I'm guessing? Because I know the filming was at Alexandria on Friday. And hopefully they didn't lose a day or two. They probably lost a day of filming from the storm. It's definitely a big thing when Hurricane Michael came through. And I want to touch on that for a second because I got a lot of questions on there too. I'm okay. I was in Tampa Bay, so the storm was pretty far away from us, and we're away from the Panhandle. So we got some rain and some storm and some stuff like that, but no damage and nothing flooded and stuff. Just occasional rain on there as well. But the Panhandle got tore up, and then it went into lower Alabama or southern Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and it's gone now too. But the storm hopefully didn't mess up their filming too much. Hopefully, Woodbury, hopefully the town of Sonoy and everything's okay, and 75 and Macon, Georgia, and Warner Robins and a lot of the cities around there are okay because a storm is real deal. That hurricane was it was almost a category 5, which is the worst storm there can be. It was just a couple degrees less than that, so it was a high category 4, and that's destructive on there too. So hopefully everybody's okay. I know the Panhandle, Mexico City, Florida, I believe, is one of the beach towns, got pretty tore up. And it's a shame. It's a terrible thing. And hopefully, people can rebuild it and be okay with it there too. So, but yeah, so pretty cool stuff that you guys are joining me this Sunday. So I'm going to go for about another 10 minutes. But just to recap, yeah, pretty cool. I'm glad everything's okay there in Sonoy. I'm going to be there in 2 weeks, so hopefully I'll be there and it'll be okay. We'll see that windmill turning. I know there was smoke and filming going on Friday. It'll be interesting to see what happens this season, the second half of season 9, and some big stuff. So tonight's episode will be episode 902, titled The Bridge. Someone's going to get hurt at the construction site. That's going to be Aaron. Aaron is going to lose his forearm. And it's going to be interesting that someone's going to cut off his forearm. It's going to be Enid. Enid is going to be the amputating person to amputate his forearm. And she was taught by Sadiq. Sadiq taught Cindy and Enid some medicine over that 18-month time jump. Pretty cool. And we're going to have some fights with Justin and Daryl and this and that. So I thought Justin was going to be the one to let Negan out of his cell, but he's not going to make it around. So maybe it's Jed. Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe it's Regina. Maybe it's Arad. Maybe it's Laura. Maybe it's somebody else. That would be interesting to see how it plays out. Tudor Q&A, Brian, you noticed that they are trying to make us feel more comfortable to new characters like AOG, Cindy, and Daryl, and Alden, and Rick. Yeah, they're trying. They do things subtly because they're going to be around. I think Cindy, Daryl, Alden, Henry, Carol, Maggie, Michonne, Ezekiel, Jerry, they're going to be getting more and more, as Eugene, Rosita are getting in more and more parts because they're going to be the ones to carry the show on, for sure. We're going to have to see what's going to happen with post-Rick, PR, post-Rick, AR after Rick, after ARG after Rick Grimes. It's going to be definitely interesting, and I'm going to watch to the very, very end. I think Angela Kang's doing a great job. Bro, I like the finale. The premiere. The finale. That'd be crazy. But we just got it. The premiere on there, too. I thought it was very entertaining. Some of the stuff was kind of, what it was. But M. King book update is still going to have 2 books next year. I'm working on the pilot episode script now, which is really, really tough to write, to get used to how to write it and whose parts, who's talking, and to draw the scene up. But I just have to, I know what I want to say, but it's just to say it on paper on there too. So the 2 books will be out next year. So you only have 8 books now. So M. King's one of my biggest book fans. There is. He always wants the books. He wants the new story to continue. But that's where I kind of ran into some of the problems, that the books kind of were a little rushed for that. And I had to take my time for it, go back and edit it and learn from the mistakes that I had from the editing and the grammar. And, people really hard on that as well, too. So, but I got to just take my time with it, M. King. So hopefully you'll get both books next year, too, on there, too. So, yeah, Kimberly, the Fight for Us is behind me. It's actually a sticker. I have some stickers in there, too. I've been putting them on my boxes, the Walking Dead mystery boxes. I've been putting some of those in there, too, and I got a bunch of them as well, too. So, I was trying to put them in there, and it's just good marketing. My Fight for Us story going strong for sure, and it's doing really well. I got some good video yesterday for the trailer that I've been working on, and I'm trying to get the good zombie apocalypse the trailer. I put a trailer in the last update book video, and it just was about the story, not so much a zombie apocalypse look. And I'm working on that. And I'm definitely going to have some dark and dreary and horror zombie style, post-apocalyptic world, footage of the area. So for sure we'll have that. Definitely Walker Stalker in 2 weeks. I will be there on Sunday for sure. Janet, Q&A, Brian, do you think Maggie will leave before or after Rick's exit? I think after, but they could switch it up. I think after. I think it'll be Rick, and then something big happens with Maggie in 906. That's going to want to draw people in for episode 906 after the big news with Rick in 905. So I think Rick, then Maggie is how it goes down for people to go on there too. So Kimberly, hey Brian, Q&A, if you got a TV show, would you stay true to your books? If I got a TV show, I would be really, really true to the books, but there would be some remixes and some twists for sure. They wouldn't be exactly to the T, but it would be, the main character would be Ryan, and the character's wife would be Lauren and a Bobby G and characters like that too for sure. But there would be different things because I would have the idea for the show, and I've already thought about that. The books would be the baseline for it, but there would be some big things, some little twists and some turns. There's got to be little remixes too. It's got to keep people guessing from the book stuff to the show. And I just think it would translate. I think the book series would translate really well to a TV show and also a video game, an open world video game around Tampa Bay. And I think that would be awesome. And that would be the world to me to get that done. And that's a goal in my life for sure. Say before I die, it's on my bucket list to truly, really try hard to get these things made in my life. And I can only do so much. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So I'm trying to get it going and get it going on for sure on there as well. Yeah, Carol, this is my first time hearing his books. Yeah, Carol, I have books. Actually, I have links in the description to this. Hopefully they're working. Some of them weren't, but they're on Amazon.com. It's Fight for Us. So just like it is behind me in the sticker, but it's is my Fight for Us is my book series on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And I'm really excited. I got 8 books now. A lot of people love them. Some people are really hard on them, and some people, enjoy the ride for sure. I'm excited for the future of this channel, my book series, The Walking Dead, and everything being connected on there too. I know a lot of people like them, and I'm proud of them for sure. It's a zombie apocalypse. Like, I love the zombie apocalypse genre because it's survival. Hook and Fish, my books have been doing pretty well for sure. Been doing a lot of good stuff with them. I don't know why the one book isn't showing up. Weaponized Book 7 is not showing up on a search on there through Amazon, but it's a weird thing what Amazon's doing with it. But more and more people are buying the books, and they're buying into the series. I'm trying to lower the price. Talking with Amazon to lower the prices of the books all across the board. But some of the best way is through the Kindle app for sure. I'll probably do a review probably tomorrow, and I'll probably do a breakdown of next week's video. I'll see. I'll try to do some videos tonight about the episode, but it's on kind of late. And I like to watch The Talking Dead too. So being on the East Coast time, it ends around after 10 o'clock, and then The Talking Dead, it's 11 o'clock at night. And next thing you know, it'll be midnight, and it's just kind of crazy to go in there too. So it's just pretty crazy there too. So. Polly, I'm sorry, but I unsubscribed a few weeks ago because there was too many videos about Fight For Us, but that was a good channel. Anyone else agree? Polly, how many videos did I post about Fight For Us? The only one I can account for is the update video about my latest book being available on there, that people that want to talk about it too. And you're going to unsubscribe to me for the one video I have. That was probably one video that I had. I probably posted 3 videos that same day, and it was one of the 3 videos that I posted about my book series that I'm very proud of. Of course, I'm going to have videos on it. And if I want to have a Fight For Us video of every day, I will post a Fight For Us video every day on my channel. That's ridiculous for you to think that you're going to say that you don't like that because I had a Fight For Us of my book series that I made from the ground up. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's one of those people that are just annoying to me on Facebook and Instagram and everything else too. Like, it's just hilarious to me that somebody would be like, stop posting a picture of non-Walking Dead stuff on my Instagram. Yeah, all right, too many videos. How many, Polly? Give me a number. And if it's more than one, you're ridiculous. Hilarious how people are like that too. And I apologize for getting, whatever, but that's just turning into a subject that's ridiculous. You don't need to be part of this channel and that family if you're not going to ride or die with me for everything that I do here. I'm excited about my book series and my story to tell, and you're going to try and make me feel bad about that, Polly? You're probably someone that you're probably not even the real person on there too, so it's just hilarious. You got no picture, you do all that stuff. Hilarious. They're mostly fake on there too, but... Exactly. You got a problem with Ronnie Hayes about his comic. It's his material. He's going to post stuff on there too. He's allowed to do that. And if some other channel has a thing that they're there, yeah, you're giving me advice. You're probably the same person that does that too. And you're probably, oh my God, this is what I deal with. Polly, these people, this is what happens on there. And they're different names, but it's different channels, and they get blocked on my Instagram, and they do all that. And it's just hilarious what it is. You see what's on there too? And it's just funny. Like, that's just so funny how this is happening, to do that over and more on there too. Like, just talk about The Walking Dead. Yeah, because that's what I want to exactly do without having all these big things on there too. But that's just funny too. So, but I love The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead family, the PT peeps, and everybody on there too. Yeah, Polly's definitely a troll. Ola's a troll. All these people on there too. So I apologize. Sorry. I guess it's the Sagittarius in me that if people come at me on there too. So I'm giving him advice. You're giving me advice which is unwarranted, and I don't need your advice like that, Polly. I don't need you to do that. So I thought I blocked you in here too. So you see how this goes with that? So can I report people like this? If people are going to report my channel, then, I should be able to report stuff like that. But, so we'll see what YouTube does. Hopefully nothing from Ola. Hold on, let's hide user on this channel. Why does it take so long to do this on there too? So hilarious. It's probably the same people. It's probably the same person on there too. So I don't mind advice. Like, I don't. Like, oh, you should try this or put that in there too. Like, I'm an open person on there too, and maybe I'll go into there on there too. It's not even like, and it's funny too when someone says something rude to me in the comments, and they're like, oh, well, you don't like people that are different from you. You don't like difference of opinions. You don't like people that disagree with you. Actually, I welcome that. I don't mind that at all. I'd have no problem with disagreeing of things. Like, Some people might disagree that I think that the whisperer says time. You could be the person that thinks it's an editing mistake. And I think that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to say you're wrong and I'm right and vice versa. I'm open for discussion and somewhat a debate. It's kind of just fun to talk about it and discuss it, but in a nice, cordial, respectful manner. On there too. And people that say, oh, well, you don't agree with this, you're wrong with that too. So it's like, come on, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I understand that the world is going to see things in a different way, and people are going to see the show in a different way too. So it's crazy on there too. So, but yeah, so I'm going to go a little bit longer because of that whole debacle and the whole thing with that. So I apologize for that. I'm just sorry. I'm not a big fan of bringing that to you guys, but it's just been too much recently. That it's just been too much stuff on there. So I don't know. I don't know what happens with that too. I don't know. Again, like I don't know. We're getting bigger and bigger on there too. So it's funny on there too. Austin, do you think we will see the people on a pike like in the comics? I hope so. It's terrible to say, Austin, but I kind of hope that comes because that's a big moment in the comics. I wonder how it's going to be with the violence, too, because remember the whole thing with Negan and the Bat and Lucille in the lineup, and people were like, oh, it's too violent, don't show it, don't do this, and then the Winslow thing, and they cut out that, and they kind of caught about it with the violent stuff. And before, we used to have, like, scary elements where you'd have, like, jump scares where the walkers would come out. Didn't really get to that anymore. The violence of things it was cut down a little bit, too. So hopefully we'll see that. I've heard some big crazy things with Alpha and Beta, so we'll see if we actually see that coming up in episode 912, 913 is what the rumor is, what people have told me. So it's going to be pretty crazy. The Alpha Beta connection is going to be pretty graphic and gory and gross and disgusting and awesome and, violent. So we'll see if it's good or not. We'll see how they do it on the show, potentially, But Mr. Bingo Q&A, do you think it's a good idea to continue the series without Rick and Maggie? I do. I want to see a fresh new start. I think continuing on without them needs to happen because AMC is going to make money and they're going to do that. But I think that Rick and Maggie, them being gone, is going to hurt the show. It's not going to be good and helpful for the show. But Maggie potentially should come back. I think she can come back. They left the door open for that. And hopefully she comes back in season 10. It makes sense. It doesn't be like, whoa, that's a loophole that doesn't make sense. That's a plot hole that definitely does not make sense. But Maggie coming back, and if Michonne stays on, and Daryl and Carol and Ezekiel. I think Ezekiel and Rosita should stay on. If we're losing Rick, Ezekiel should stay on. I think that needs to be a remix of what happens. I just want to know where Kale is. Where's Eduardo and Kale? I want to hear saviors are coming. I want to hear whispers are coming. I just missed that. Where's that guy at? Hopefully he's been there and seen to be filming on there. And it's just smaller characters like that I think are pretty cool too. So, I appreciate it, guys. I thank you for the comments. I'm sorry for the tangent that we took with the two, I guess we'll call them trolls. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I don't like calling someone a troll, but it's just kind of crazy to tell people are going to tell me what I should and should not post on there. They don't have to click on the video too, by the way. Like if they don't want to click on the Fight For Us video, they don't click on it. It's not like it comes up and it blocks them and they can't go on with their life unless they click on my video. Oh my goodness, this Fight For Us stuff, I don't like it. I can't click on it. Maybe they should read the book and maybe they'll jump on board and become a valued member and a person of that too. How about that? How about all those haters who don't want to give my book series a chat or a chance, or you don't want to give Ronnie Hayes a comic a chance and you hate him talking about this and that and that? How about you do it and give it a chance? You might like it. If you don't, then I don't know what to tell you. But I can't speak for his comic. I can only speak for my book series, but I put a lot of time, effort, energy, and hard work into it. And you know what I say about that? You can be successful with it, and you can reach good things, guys. So, unfortunately, guys, I'm going to have to cut it here to get cleaning and do all this stuff for my Sunday before The Walking Dead. Thank you guys for joining me on there. I appreciate it. Thanks, Kyle Winfrey. I appreciate the super chat. Hey, bro, I've been watching for 2 years, so thanks for the 2 years of entertainment. Hope all is well with your Crohn's. It's pretty good. Thank you, Kyle, for bringing that up. For those who don't know, I have Crohn's disease. I was diagnosed last year with it, last April or so, and that's around the first time when I launched my first book. So it was a momentous occasion for two reasons, one good and one bad. But I have Crohn's disease, and I take Humira. I actually got to inject myself today. I take it every 2 weeks with the injection pens. And with that, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty great. And My symptoms have been pretty good. They've been really low. There's occasional problems in there too. But I appreciate Kyle. I appreciate the support. You definitely didn't have to do that, but super chats are always welcome. And just the support of watching and sharing and all that stuff too, guys. We just recently hit 65,000 subscribers on the channel, and I'm very excited for the future of it. We have a goal of 100,000, so if we're getting there, we got 35 more thousand to get up there, and that's a lot. But if you guys can just share the channel and tell any friends or family that love The Walking Dead or what we do here, or if they want to be a good valued member of the Walking Dead community, they definitely will be, and we'll have a lot of fun here too. And we block out those haters like that too. But thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. Thank you guys for taking the time this Sunday. Enjoy the episode tonight, episode 902. I'll have some videos tonight, probably tomorrow as well, about it. I'm going to enjoy it, enjoy The Walking Dead, Talking Dead, and all that good stuff. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. Thanks, guys.